mindset issues. By the time we're done with this whole course, one of the things that we need to be very clear about is the fact that change starts with me. Okay, most of us have the following thinking, that we love to say that if I were to ask now, what's wrong with our division? What's wrong with ECD? Okay, what I would get is, the problem is the leadership. The problem is the treasurers. The problem is actually the ministers on the ground. In fact, our congregations don't give. You know, their level of giving is very low. So, in other words, what we're saying is that we're likely to get is if you want ECD to become a better division, change everything around me, but don't you dare touch this space. That's how we operate. And now, if there is a duplicity of people who think that way, everyone is thinking that way, do you think you have any chance? If we've got the technologists saying the problem is the users, and we've got the users saying those IT guys, it will never happen. And so the starting point is actually to bring this together. So we need to remove certain mindsets that we have. And for the purposes of this course, we define a mindset as a belief that is usually based on previous experience, which belief has the potential to prevent you from effecting positive change. So in other words, something is happening around you, and because of that, you have a mindset that says that, you know what, this thing will never happen. Some typical mindsets are as follows. This church has its owners. This church, it has its owners. Other mindsets are like, you know what, things around here will never change. Doesn't matter how hard you try. Mindsets. And those mindsets reside in our minds, not in other people's minds. And what we're interested in is your own. One of the things we would be saying is that strategy has to be in terms of strategy formulation, strategy alignment, and then strategy implementation. So when we're formulating and aligning, it means that we need to be very clear what the broader framework is from GC. And so that would then let us know, for example, when we're answering the first question, where are we right now? Okay. How did we get here? And in terms of asking where we are, okay, who can just tell us? Let me just pause and turn this into an interactive session. In terms of global internet evangelism, where are we right now? Who can tell me? What do we think? Where are we? What's our current state? Who can describe our state, our condition right now? Okay, let's just say red, amber, green. Red meaning we're not doing too well. Green meaning we're doing just fine. Amber meaning amber. We're red. Someone is saying we're somewhere in red. In between which two? Red and?
We're in transition.
So we're in amber. Okay. Who else? It's important to understand, you see, this is what typically happens in a consulting engagement. When I'm doing a consulting engagement, this is exactly what happens. You have the technologists saying, no problem. And you have the user saying, this thing is not even good enough for throwing away. It will make the dustbin more dirty than it already is. We need to understand. So we've heard from the users, where do you think we are? Those of us who are not technologists, where do you think we are in terms of global? What is our level of presence? How effective? How do we metric? How do we measure ourselves? How many converts have we brought in through the internet? Is anyone looking at those statistics?
Well, we've just heard about this thing.
How many converts have we got who have come to us through internet evangelism? Oh, okay, fine. That's not a problem. That in and of itself is not an issue. What would be the issue is, it's on, huh? Okay. What would be the issue is, have we got a plan for it? If we have a plan for it, we have done the formulation. Is this part of the planning process? If this is, because we cannot say that we are at zero, because we're already talking about it. We have convened a conference and we're talking about it. But we need to be very clear where we are and where we are going in this whole process, isn't it? Am I making sense? You know, this is very, very important. Okay? Why is this important? Because this project does not belong to the technologists, because they can't do it themselves. This project does not belong to the users. So I'm going to use the term users because they can't do it themselves. This project belongs to everyone. That is crucial to understand. I'm going to be talking to you about three terms: the project sponsor, the project change agent, the change sponsor, the change agent, and the change target. And we will be trying to find out who is sponsoring this project, who is the actual change agent in this project, and who is the change target. Who is it that is going to be eventually changed? Okay, so those are some of the, okay, so I'm not going to talk too much about those because, okay, that's an important slide. Okay. First thing is understanding your situation. Where are we? Okay, that we need to spend time, okay? In most contemporary strategy literature, they say it's either a feasibility study or a situational analysis. I don't mind whatever term you use, but basically, we need to spend some time saying where we are. Then, we need to go forward and say, now we need to formulate a strategy of where we want to go, but that has to be aligned with what we call the superordinate or the higher entity. So the divisions must align themselves with GC. The unions must align themselves with the divisions. The fields and conferences must align themselves with the unions, isn't it? You're not responding to me now.
Yeah, sure.
Now you're not talking to me. I'm feeling like I'm talking to myself. Are we clear on alignment? Why the issue of formulation has to be done in such a way that there is alignment? Are we clear on that? Okay. Why? Because I'll show you one slide that I've got. Yeah, these IT guys. Now, okay, so we've said alignment is important. I just need a flip chart board very quickly. But if, okay, there's a flip chart board there. If we can just have that one very, very briefly to talk about alignment. But let me just go forward as he's getting me that. Then the next thing is implementation. So what does understanding our situation, what question does it answer? It answers the question, do we actually need to even enter into the strategy of global internet evangelism or not? It answers the yes or no, isn't it? And that has happened to a very large extent. And the decision has been made that we need to go forward with it, isn't it? Then the formulation delivers the actual strategy itself, isn't it? Which would be a blueprint, isn't it? A document that says how we are going to develop the strategy, isn't it? Right? And something to write with, please. So it gives us the how. So that point gives us the how we are going to do it, but it's aligned. So let me just give you a description of alignment. If we said this is the strategy of ECD, Eastern Central Africa Division, okay? It looks like it's a straightforward strategy. You can tell the direction in which it's going forward and everything. And it looks like it's a good strategy, isn't it? If we look at it in isolation and say, is that a good strategy or not? It looks like it's a good strategy. But there's two responsibilities. The first one is to ask, where is GC going? And it is not impossible to find that in all that, GC is actually going this way. Now that changes the picture, isn't it? So it's crucial. That's why alignment is part of formulation. If you formulate in isolation, you can formulate a strategy that to you seems like a very good strategy. So this is aligning yourself with the higher structure, or what we call the superordinate structure. But you also have subordinate structures. And once you have done this as ECD, the different unions within ECD, also it is not inconceivable that you could have the different unions going also in their own directions, isn't it? So the whole concept of alignment is to ensure that we take one step back and we decide what is the game plan, what is the blueprint, how are we going to go forward with this? That is what is crucial, okay? So, and this is the summary of the whole course, by the way. Everything else is